Doodlebud. The xTool D1 Pro was the very first laser scanner I've ever worked with. I have to tell you, it has been trouble-free, it went together great, and it has been a fantastic system. But if you could make, say, a top 10 list of ways you can improve the xTool D1 Pro, what would it look like? The answer lies right beneath here because the xTool D1 is sitting on top of the new xTool S1. I've had this for a few weeks, had to keep under lock and key, actually have a non-disclosure agreement, couldn't talk about it. But I'm going to show you all the things you wish were featured on the D1 Pro are right here on the S1. So let's show you what it's all about. The first thing that would be nice on the D1 Pro, now I have it in the background there because I just have limited bench space, would be assembly. Now the D1 came in parts, you had to put it all together, which I didn't mind. I used to actually make laser measurement systems back in my engineering days. So that was fun for me. But this system here, you just literally take out the packaging, put it on your table, lift the lid, and you install the laser head, plug the system into the wall, and you're ready to start cutting. This is the laser head, the 20-watt head off my D1 Pro. Pretty darn good, but of course more power is more better. So here we got the xTool. The S1 is featuring a 40-watt laser, so twice the power. Yes, I'll take that, please. Again, my apologies, it's in the back. Cable organization on the D1 Pro was adequate, but not, overly fancy. Let's check out what it is on the S1. So now we have proper cable tracks in here. Everything is absolutely spot on. There's no wires sticking out, nothing you got to do. It came like this, so everything is properly organized and put together. Cable organization is no longer an issue. Now, I've said it on every single video, this is the most important piece that comes with your laser system is your safety goggles, but we don't have to use those. In fact, the S1 doesn't come with goggles at all because it has this whole cover. So this protects the system. I'll also show you what else it does, but now you don't have to wear goggles. And I'll show you how good this thing works. We're gonna play a game called Let's See If I Can Burn My Eyes with a 40-watt laser. There's this cover on here to protect your eyes. It says it will turn off when you open the case. So let's try it and see. Oh. All right. Go back over here, push the button. And one more time. Nope. Let's try to change the plan. Let's be real sneaky. See if I can burn my eye. Oh, no. All right. No one wins at this game except your eyes. Another nice thing here, because we have the cover, we also have lighting. So if you were working behind here, you didn't have the lighting, it would be really difficult to see your work pieces and what's going on. They have you covered. They got the LED bank lighting here. Nice strip of it, keeps everything illuminated so you can see your work. This was your best friend when you had to frame a job when you're using your D1 Pro. No problem, it's quick, it's easy. Anyone can use a tape measure. With the S1, they took it a step further. Now, when I move the laser head around, let's look over on the display. Here we are in the xTool Creative Space. It actually updates live the position of the laser. Automation is nice, and that is the name of the game here. So on the side here, actually I'll pop it off, it just clips on there magnetically. This replaces the autofocus, sorry, the manual focus I should say. This is the new autofocus. Instead of the kickstand, you got this little actuator that goes up and down, and it's controlled by the software. It just clips onto here. It's magnetic, it lines itself, there we go. You go into your xTool Creative Space, and let me show you. So in your XCS, you go over here, and there's this button that says Auto Measure. Right here in the laser system, keep an eye on this when I hit the button. This will be the autofocus. So go over here, this will be the reference surface. We are now autofocused. You come down to here, and now it says Start Marking. We're gonna put the laser head into the top left corner, put it down to the bottom right corner, hit the button each time. So I want to start right there, hit the button, come down over here, hit the button, we hit done, and now it has drawn out the space I'm going to use. So that's really, really great. And as I move the laser head in it, I know what space I'm in. So that means that now you don't need your tape measure so much when you're setting up your job. There's even more automation with the machine. So we had the autofocus, now we also have your auto air assist. You can set it manually, there's 3 levels. Or just have it on auto and it will adjust as it sees fit. So the job is set up. You're going to close the lid. You don't have to put your goggles on, but because it's closed, the whole system is enclosed. And now we can get rid of smoke. That's one thing that isn't talked about a bunch when it comes to laser engraving and cutting. Engraving isn't so bad, but when you're cutting, a lot of times it's through wood or anything, there's some pretty serious smoke that goes on. I normally have a fan, the garage door open, it's blowing everything away. It gets quite smoky in here. But now we have a smoke system on here. So we got a fan that's set up. It's going to suck all the air out. We got the pipe. I got a little extender. It's going out the garage down there. And it keeps the job nice and clean. And honestly, I was doing a bunch of cutting with this. I have a tiny one-car garage full of tools, and this place was not getting smoked up at all. File is all ready to go. I'll hit the button. It's going to score it out here really quick and do some of the engraving. And I'll show you how well the smoke removal works when it comes to cutting. So the scoring and engraving is done, and this is the smelliest and most smokiest part of any laser job. So you can see the smoke coming out. But there, it's just getting sucked right out the back. Let's get you close. The neatest part about the whole thing is the little bit of smoke that's swirling around lets you see the beam, and it's pretty fun to watch. We're all done. The air assist turned off all by itself, which is nice. And here's our job. Now this was great. Like, there's no smoke in here. I can smell it a little bit, of course. But I'm not in a giant smoke show here in my tiny little garage. Let's pop this off. Here are the parts. Nice clean cut. I actually did one pass too many on there, but very, very nice. You can just set your jobs in there and let it do its thing and not have to worry about the smoke. One important feature of all laser cutters and engravers is your maximum working area that you have. You're always limited to how far you can travel. So they have fixed it. Now, I don't have the attachment on here, but there is a conveyor attachment that you can do, which really expands it. So currently, as it is like this, you have 498 by 319 millimeter working area. When you attach on the conveyor, you're going 470 millimeters by up to 3 meters this way. Cool thing with the D1 Pro is you could swap out your blue laser, your 455 nanometer, for an infrared IR laser. You can do that on the S1 as well. They have an IR laser you can add on. Another thing, because we have that autofocus, something you can do now that you couldn't before is have it focus on curved surfaces. I'm not going to do it today. I'll do it in a follow-up video, but you use the XCS software, just how I laid out my workable area. You can lay out your surfaces. So now you can do those oddball shapes, things that are curved, still keep your engraving in focus and get the job done. Now, one little thing I'm going to show you here on the D1 Pro was this beautiful gold button. You'd hit this to frame the job, also to stop it. But what would happen is sometimes you're putting your piece in there and you're putting your arm down to adjust the focus and click and the laser fires up. So they've moved the push button to start things way down here now out of the way. And you're equipped with an emergency stop around back. So if there was a wish list of things you could do to improve the D1 Pro, I think the S1 has done it. I guess you could call it its Pro version of the D1 Pro. But I've been super happy with this. I'm going to have a follow-up video where I kind of get into the nitty-gritty, some of the little things I've noticed as well. Check out the xTool site. I'll have links in the description down there with some of the details, when this is coming out, pricing, all that, discount codes, all the things you need to know will be down there. I want to thank xTool for sending this my way to review. Been loving the new S1. Thank you for watching. Subscribes over there, thumbs up, comments. Until then, we'll catch you next time.